Seagulls, the home team, led by their captain, coach, and Wally Lewis. Fireworks galore, big crowd attendance. A couple of footballs for souvenirs for the crowd here tonight at Seagulls Stadium. Here's the team board for the Gold Coast. Danny Peacock is the fullback. The wingers are Clinton Mohr and Robin Thorne. The centres, Dale Shearer and Paul Martin. Wally Lewis is the 5'8", and of course captain. Jason Twist, I think, have improved in the Winfield Cup at halfback. Brett Horsnell is at lock forward. The second rows are Darren Wolens and Peter Gill, had a sensational match last week. The front row is Steve Jackson, along with Brent Todd, and the hooker is Ray Herring, and they're coached, of course, by Wally Lewis.
So there's the Illawarra side getting ready for action here at Seagulls Stadium tonight. Here's how they line up. David Riolo is the fullback. Brett Docherty on one wing. The other wing is the ever-reliable Alan McIndoe. In the centres tonight, Ryan Girdler and Dale Fritz. The 5'8", Ian Russell, and the halfback John Simon. Lock forward is John Cross. In the second row tonight, we have Craig Izzard, who'll be leading the side. The other second row, Les Morrissey. And then the front row is made up of Craig Teitzel, the replacement player. David Walsh is the other front rower, and Dean Schifilliti is the hooker. And their coach, of course, is Graham Murray, who's done a marvellous job with this side, and there he is up there giving out some last-minute instructions.
Referee, Eddie Ward. And the Seagulls needing a victory tonight. They've got none out of two in the competition. Illawarra started with, and it's a surprise already in the short kick. Illawarra started with a draw against Newcastle and a win over Cronulla. Now this is Morrissey. 10 short of the halfway mark, so already the surprise packets with the short kickoff as Teitzel takes it to the halfway. Oh, by golly, David Walsh, he's got one. Referee calls out Brent Todd, the tackle on David Walsh, and he's pretty groggy. He sent him off. He's gone. Brent Todd has been sent from the field by referee Eddie Ward with 60 seconds on the clock, Andrew Slack.
Well, the rule attacking the head of the opposition can deem a send-off offence. That's exactly how Eddie Ward has seen it. This happening, he's come around, I reckon, high, certainly high, but whether or not it was head high or around the top of the shoulders, well, Eddie Ward is the man who deemed it high.
Well, to ask 12 men to go 79 minutes, very tough task. Now Teitzel 22 out from the line. Schifilliti goes to dummy half. It goes through Simon, and he picks up Morrissey. They run it to the centre of the ground, the Steelers. Now they keep going the right side, and this is John Cross. He's at the 22-metre line. Now it goes into the hands of Russell. He's 20 out from the line. Quick plays the ball. That's a penalty. Brett Horsnell was the man in the road. A quick play the ball from Russell into Horsnell, who failed to clear the ruck. And this should be first points on the board to Illawarra. Brett Docherty now. No goal. Well, he should have put that over, only 22 metres out. But it's gone wide.
Herring back to Twist, then away to Lewis. Lewis running back inside, sends his pass away to Horsnell, out of one tackle, out of Russell, can't get away for the next one though. Lewis calling the shots at dummy half himself this time to Shearer. Shearer well and truly wrapped up and thrown to the ground on the tackle of Morrissey. They come away with it. This is Danny Peacock, away to Herring. Herring going for the line, he's in. Herring in for the try, the first of the match. And the Gold Coast open up a lead of 4 points to 0.
Outstanding try to the Seagulls, and just what was needed. And they're big players. Dale Shearer, Wally Lewis involved. There's Dale Shearer making that initial break. And look for Danny Peacock. Gee, he had a top game last week in attack against the Brisbane Broncos. There he is from a standing start. Off the right foot again, inside, takes two tacklers out of play, inside to Ray Herring, ever in support over the line. Great try to the Seagulls.
Well, it really, at that stage, it looked as though they were going nowhere, but all of a sudden, Peacock appears from nowhere, steps his way through, out of a couple of tackles. Herring had to turn around and get involved again, but he was over for the try. The big chant for Seagulls going up as Dale Shearer attempts to convert the try. It's a pretty simple one, but he's missed it. Hooked it away to the left-hand side of the uprights. So at this stage, the Gold Coast lead by 4 points to 0.
Touch judge calling for Docherty to roll away. Steve Jackson, hands free to Shearer. Lewis has called for it, but Peacock will take it. But the defence too strong. Quick hands, can Lewis set something away? Here's Martin. 10 short of the halfway. The Seagulls lead 4-0. Brent Todd sent off in the first 60 seconds of the match. The weight's right.
Fine passage of play there from the Seagulls. They're making the ball do the work. That's the only option they've got when they've got 12 men. The ball's got to beat the man.
The option's gone now. This is the final one. Now Docherty's up in the line. Lewis gets the kick in. Riolo runs to Robin, Thorne and Horsnell, and Horsnell cuts him down. Fritz. Good run of about 5 metres. He's 10 out from the 22 as it goes to John Simon, to Craig Teitzel. And the big fellow's almost at the 22-metre line. Schifilliti to dummy half. It goes to Craig Izzard. Inside it goes to Russell. But so far the Seagulls defence to the fore.
A good sound play from the Steelers. Switching play, just keep letting the ball do the work, getting in front of the man. They're thinking the breaks will eventually come, and it's looking that way.
Morrissey almost made it. They're on the final tackle. Simon calls for it on the right side, but it goes to Riolo. Out wide it goes. In goes Girdler, gets it down, and that'll be a try to Ryan Girdler. He even had McIndoe on his outside. He didn't need him, and now it's 4 points apiece, and they just ran out of numbers, the Seagulls, in defence.
You said it. They just ran out of numbers, and that's going to be their problem all night. They'll run out of numbers. It's 3-on-2 at that stage, and the dummy did the job, and Girdler's gone on. He's had a great start to the season. Of course, Rodwell, a fine player. He's coming as a replacement, this Ryan Girdler. He scored a couple of tries last week and in for the first tonight.
David Riolo chiming in at the right time. He actually dummied to McIndoe, and he's a try-scoring machine in his own right. But this fellow's starting to get a name for himself of getting over the white chalk, and he's tough and he's strong, and he stood in the tackles of Martin and Peacock and got the ball down. That's away, no goal, so it's 4 points all.
Back onto Teitzel. Tackled by Freestone, but able to unload, so it goes on to Russell. Turns it back inside, that's Fritz. Still going, now coming into it this time is Docherty. He gets to the quarter line. Gill still keeping up the pressure. Fritz from dummy half, Schifilliti. Back inside to Teitzel. Teitzel sends a pass that rolls through the legs of Peacock. But it's going to be ruled as carrying forward, which is pretty right, and that'll be the changeover. A little bit of indecision, but unloaded back to Walsh. So let's look for the kick this time. They've got one of the best kickers in the business, but just as I give him a rap, it's out on the ball.
Well, once again, good pressure on the kicker from the Seagulls. That time, Brett Horsnell, resulting ball to the Seagulls now in the Steelers' half. They can attack, although they're very flat and short on numbers.
Oh, they've also marked a twist pass out there to Martin. So it's Illawarra putting on the attack again. Look at this fella go. Alan McIndoe looking for a state of origin spot on the Queensland side this year. Here's Simon on the bustle, deciding to hang on to it. Could almost got it away to McIndoe, who backed up nicely. So the Steelers putting on the pressure again. Out to Russell. Russell right across field. Riolo into the back line, almost through. Coming up as dummy half and waiting for it is Fritz. He'll send it to Russell, reversing it across. Going to be knocked down by Freestone.
Gee, that was great defence out wide from the Seagulls. I think it was Steve Jackson who made that tackle on Riolo.
So it's Simon to feed, and the pressure continues for the Seagulls. Dropping off the back, here's Simon coming through now. Out comes up to Lewis. Lewis will put him down. Cross dropped off the back of the scrum. Got the pass to Simon then. Kicked away by Lewis. So the tackle count will restart, but no, it's going to be a penalty now. Not playing the ball there, John Cross.
That's great leadership from Lewis there to force that error.
Dummy by Schifilliti, back to Russell, looking good, looking around for support. Cutting across field, still going, but eventually going to be wrapped up over there. So the final tackle. Back it comes to Morrissey, then to Simon. Here's the kick. How is that one? Back into the in-goal area. Bouncing into touch in the in-goal.
On the blind side for Lewis. And how's the bouncer be for the play on? Getting out of tackles is Peacock. Big run, Danny Peacock. Six tackles remaining. Now Lewis looking to turn it inside, and he does. So the Seagulls move down to within 30 metres of the line as where Steve Jackson plays it through Shearer. Now to Peter Gill. Hands free. Who's got it? Tackle without the ball. Penalty, Seagulls. I think this is Shearer's best distance, by the way. About 32 metres out.
We're about to find out.
I think he's better out there than he is in place. We'll soon find out in a minute. Up she goes. Dale Shearer converts it, and the Seagulls lead by 6 points to 4. Now the kick and chase. Lewis hurries. He just beats John Cross's tackle.
It's a great kick.
Oh, how good is that? They stand here at the stadium.
The big question now is how long this Seagull side can hang on. But that's Jackson, who's had a marvellous first half for them. He's risen to the occasion. It's going to go back behind. Gill, lost by Lewis, goes straight in the hands of Izzard. He gets it away. Cutting his way across over there will be Girdler. Girdler in for try number 2. And that's how it can go. With a twinkling of an eyelid, the whole thing can change. And Illawarra hit the front by 8 points to 6.
Well, Wally Lewis will be absolutely filthy about this. A bad pass from dummy half that started with. One would have to guess it was Ray Herring there, but I'm not 100% sure. But the pass from dummy half went behind the intended player. Wally Lewis had to pick up the crumbs, couldn't do so. And you'll never guess who scored the try. The Steelers go to an 8-6 lead, which I think is fair to say is not deserved.
Well, try and tell the folks down at Wollongong that one, Andrew. Unsuccessful so far tonight. His kick is on the way. How's that direction? No good. It's going to be waved away, so he's consistent all right. None from 3. Illawarra lead by 8 points to 6.
Steelers 8, Seagulls 6.
Walsh. Now here's a chance. Russell in an offside position with only... So Lewis is going to have a go at goal himself from just inside the halfway. Billy being belted, so it's a mind game if he kicks it. Hasn't got the legs. I tell you what, it was pretty straight. And so the tackle should be effective. Docherty goes to ground, and that's half-time. And at the break, Illawarra leads by 8 points to 6. All right, at half-time, the Steelers lead the Seagulls by 8 points to 6.
Back to Lewis. We'll see a bit of this in this second half from him. Back over the head of Alan McIndoe. Picks it up just on the quarter line. Starts to run. Martin's after him. He's clapping on the pace. Martin dives. Nice tackle. They'll keep the pressure going. Riolo back to Russell. Working right across field. He's an elusive player, this fella. There's Teitzel, who straightens it up. Schifilliti looking for someone. No one at home. Now he has, and out it goes to Girdler. From the play the ball. Back on then to Walsh. Wrapped up. Steelers putting on the pressure now. Simon away to Russell. Russell to Riolo into the back line. Gets it away nicely to Docherty. Docherty puts a little kick through. He's caught up in the melee behind. He'll be back over the dead ball line. So the Steelers lead by 8 points to 6. Trying to find a way through over there is Wolens. Still going. He's up over the halfway. Has Lewis with him. Runs away from Lewis. Gets it to him. Gets up to Riolo. Now to Twist. Twist going up over the quarter line. Eventually put down. Dummy half is Lewis. They keep it going. Herring with a long one to Shearer. Outside to Martin. Martin trying to find a way through. Unloads it to Peacock. Peacock tackle. Gets his pass outside to Shearer. But the defence of Illawarra is holding on over there. On the play of the ball. A long one by Gill. Coming over to Lewis. Lewis keeps it going. Away to Wolens. Wolens going to be knocked over. He's 15 metres out, and it is the final tackle. Look for Lewis again. Is he going to put it up? A little kick through into the in-goal area, but it's going to be quickly snapped up over there by Russell.
And play becomes more elementary with Schifilliti. That wasn't too elementary, but Simon will tidy up on the halfway mark. Well, he's still going. He's not held. Schifilliti's trying to get on his right shoulder. The ball's gone forward. Seagulls have come up with it with a bit of room. Well, room momentarily.
John Cross shut the door.
Now Peacock. Long pass to Shearer, who's got one-on-one with McIndoe. He got him, but here comes Riolo. The kick's ahead, Twist is onside. Look at Docherty from the far side. He'll beat Twist to the ball. And Docherty saves the day, but that's great stuff from the Gold Coast. Can the Gold Coast pin the the Steelers inside their own 22? McIndoe tries to get it out of there. Great enterprising stuff from Shearer. Russell outside the quarter. And there's a few hands on hips, Andrew Slack, on the Steelers team. And now they've mucked up the play of the ball.
The Steelers look to me as if they're waiting for something to happen. There's very little support play and attack. They're throwing the pass and then stopping. John Simon makes a break, that's all very well, but he should be supported by 3 or 4 players. He had one bloke trailing then and wasn't able to get the ball. Not great attack at all. Whereas the Seagulls being desperate, things like Shearer did there, the kick and that chase from Jason Twist showed a bit of toe. I think Shearer was disappointed it wasn't Quinton Mohr doing the chasing, but nevertheless, good work from the Seagulls.
My golly, he's got through some work too. But the defence is up there. Herring comes up as dummy half. Sloppy old play the ball back to Lewis. Lewis outside to Shearer. Shearer cutting back inside. Now away to Jason Twist. He tries to step his way. Oh, he's got away from the lot of them.
He's done a lot of them.
He's blooded a lot of them, all right. He's in for the try. I want to have another look at that. He was running into a heap of players. The next minute he's skirting away from the defence.
Schifilliti's got 10 minutes in the sin bin. Schifilliti's been given 10. Izzard's been called out by Eddie Ward. It's all happening as we look at the replay.
The switch and Shearer and Lewis again combining, and here it is, Jason Twist, the reward for his chase later, a step in and away outside Russell. They both wait for the man coming close off Twist. Twist says, I'm not going to give it to you, pal, I'm going myself, and over he goes. There it is, this is the pass from Shearer. He'll see a dummy from Twist. It goes outside, and then the close ball to beat a Gill. Is it going to come? It sure isn't. I'm going. Gill get collared for his trouble, but I don't think he minds when he sees the 4 points. I'm sure he doesn't. The Seagulls lead 10 points to 8. There's 24 minutes left, and of course for 10 of those minutes it's 12 people apiece because...
So Dale Shearer looking for the extra 2 points. He's got it this time. There's the extra 2, and the Seagulls lead the Steelers by 12 points to 8.
And now Illawarra can use a bit of catch-up on those numbers where Twist runs it. He's through. No, he's not. By golly, I thought he got them for try number 2.
He dropped that ball and Eddie Ward missed it.
He sure did.
Inside is Terry Cook. And he's only 5 metres out. He'll play the ball. Shearer trying to barge over. And he's lost the ball in the tackle. It's worth the try. Illawarra come up with it.
He's possibly got a shoulder injury over there. Shearer downfield again. Riolo goes across and takes it nicely just inside his own quarter line. So he decides to have a bit of a run and does it well. He's still going. He's up over the halfway, Riolo, looking for support. Where is it? Here it is. Coming up on the outside is that man again in Girdler. Girdler's going to be ankle tapped by Peacock. Lost the ball and it's into touch. Wow. Danny Peacock. Girdler looking at try number 3.
Well, Riolo did all the work, and there's what we call desperation in defence. Peacock.
And I just see Wally packing into tight head. Mate, that's one for your scrapbooks.
Well, he went from second row up to there, and they won it against the feed. So and here's Shearer out to McCarthy, then away this time to Clinton Mohr. Mohr down the touchline, back inside to Jason Twist, who has absolutely had an incredible game tonight. McCarthy coming up as dummy half. He'll get it back over there to Jackson. Back on it goes to McCarthy. Shearer's down injured. No, it's not Shearer. Clinton Mohr down injured. Back on to Horsnell. He decides to run it up the middle.
I dare say that if Jason Twisted had been playing in any position for the Steelers tonight, then Steelers would be ahead. His support play has been outstanding.
So this is Cook getting it away. This is Martin over the quarter line. Martin going for the line. Breaks out of Riolo's tackle. Races around. Will put it underneath the goalpost, and that should just about wrap it up as the Seagulls go to a lead of 16 points to 8. Wow. The Seagulls Stadium goes mad, and you can understand why.
Well, indeed, and look, that's pretty simple play. It's just hands across. The communication in defence from the Steelers seems to be non-existent. They've got the extra man, and two men are going on to one who hasn't got the ball. That leaves the gap for Martin, who shows the speed and the elusive capacity that he has. Lewis knowing when to pass, when to hold, and there's the gap for Martin. All he's got to do is scoot, gets inside Riolo, and makes better position for Dale Shearer in the kick.
Attempting to convert the try, which he does. So the Seagulls lead now at Seagulls Stadium is 18 points to 8.
People are starting to get to their feet to try and cheer their team home. Now they're on the final tackle. Here goes Simon, long pass, out for Girdler. And that, he's got the pass to McIndoe. McIndoe, oh, great stuff. Wally Lewis. He's asked McIndoe, is he okay? He thought he might have hurt him. But Wally Lewis, captain, coach, star and the leader of the ship.
Is this Hollywood or what? Who wrote the script of this game?
With 2 minutes 40 seconds remaining on the clock, Billy J. Smith, this has been a great win here by the Seagulls tonight.
That it has. They deserve every bit of this tonight, and this crowd will give them an enormous reception when they leave the field. And when we're trying to win, we'll have a man of the match coming up shortly. Not the easiest decision to make, because by golly, there's been some...
Usually we've got 13, we only got 12 to choose.
Dale Shearer, or rather, Shearer having a bit of trouble there getting back onto his feet, but I think I can understand these blokes being a bit tough. They have given it everything they've got tonight, and this crowd is going absolutely wild here, I can tell you. That's Lewis taking it up.
So the Steelers were beaten everywhere, weren't they, Bill? But I think the most important place they were beaten was in the head. They panicked. Well, they didn't panic. They thought things were going to come. And by the same token, the Seagulls didn't panic. They said, well, there's certain things we've got to do with 12, without 13, with only the 12 of us. We'll try and do them well, and that's what they've done. The Steelers have just waited. Nothing's happened. Been an outstanding performance, both from a mental point of view and a physical point of view from the Gold Coast Seagulls. And
crowd really starting to warm up with 10 seconds remaining in the match. A bit of running across field. And you won't have to worry, folks, it's all over full time here at Seagulls Stadium. And the Gold Coast have run out winners to the tune of 18 points to 8. 18 points to 8. And what a performance here tonight. In a huddle there with their captain coach, Wally Lewis, who is, I'm sure, quite fatigued. As you can see, they put in a big effort, but would be very, very relieved indeed.